Hey everybody, Thomas Joseph here, and today we are tackling something that I think is going to be really fun, and that is Fritto Misto. Now, Fritto Misto, what does it mean? It means mixed fry. And so today I'm going to share with you some really great tricks and tips in making fried vegetables, fried seafood at home, and you will have a wonderful spread for your guests the next time they come around. So let's get started. Today I'm using a mixture of really delicious vegetables, an artichoke here, and a little bit of fennel, and some seafood, shrimp and calamari. But I thought before we got into the whole process of battering and frying these ingredients, I would show you how to trim an artichoke. So when you buy artichokes at the grocery store, really look for bright green artichokes that are heavy for their size. And what we're gonna do to trim this artichoke for the recipe that I'm using today is we're gonna get rid of a lot of the extra leaves. So we're really just gonna use the interior portion of the artichoke. Because we're frying it, it needs to cook quickly, so we need nice kind of thin pieces of the artichoke. And then a really fast and super simple way to clean an artichoke is to take a serrated knife, and you're gonna take off about the top maybe 2 inches of the artichoke. And a serrated knife really does make quick work of this, so use that. Don't struggle with a chef's knife. And now, taking a spoon, what you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the inside choke. And the choke here is kind of the thin, papery, almost feathery interior leaves of the artichoke. And that really is where the artichoke gets its name. All right, and that looks pretty good there. And then you can take a paring knife here and just kind of go around the sides of the artichokes. Again, we're really just trying to remove some of those tough outer leaves because since we're frying this artichoke here, it's a quick cooking method, so anything that's too tough and fibrous is just gonna stay that way in the end. We're not braising this, we're not stewing this or steaming these artichokes for a long period of time. So really what we're looking for is the nice tender inside part of the artichoke. So it's actually getting down to the nice heart of the artichoke, which we all know and love. All right. So you can see I've trimmed off quite a bit of the artichoke here. And now you can use a peeler like this to peel up the stem. Again, just getting rid of that tough exterior. And now, once you get it down to barely nothing, I'm going to just cut this guy in half lengthwise. And then using a mandolin, I'm going to thinly slice the artichokes into nice chips almost. Now, the great thing about a Fritto Misto is that you don't necessarily have to use artichokes. You can use whatever you like, whatever you have on hand to create a delicious mix of fried bites. Now, I'm using fennel, like I said today, but you could certainly use asparagus. That would be fantastic. If you had access to ramps in the springtime, that would be fantastic. And also really great with fried chilies as well. A little bit of a spicy bite. So once you get these all kind of thinly sliced here in the bowl, that looks good. I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. So I have 1 fennel bulb that's thinly sliced. That's going right into my bowl here. I have some large shrimp that have been peeled and deveined. This is really fantastic in a Fritto Misto. You know, a little bit of meatiness. It makes this appetizer or dish in general a little bit hearty. So I'm gonna put those right into the bowl. Some calamari. So this is squid, and we've done a really great video about how to clean squid, so check it out. I have the body of the calamari sliced into thin rounds, and then we also have the tentacles as well, which will fry up and curl up nicely in the oil. So this is a mixture of those 2 items. And then 1 thinly sliced lemon. And you might think this is a bit of an odd addition, but what this does is it adds this really bright, acidic bite, which helps to complement all of the richness from the oil. I'm gonna add that right into this mix here. If you had access to a Meyer lemon, that would be really fantastic. You could just use a regular conventional lemon and that would be totally fine. So now what this needs is a bath, and I'm using buttermilk today. Now I love using buttermilk. It has a richness to it, it has a tanginess, a real depth of flavor that's going to add a really great component to your Fritto Misto. And similar to what you would do for fried chicken, this buttermilk bath will help in having the flour mixture, which we're gonna dredge this in, cling to the ingredients. So just mix this up with your buttermilk and then season. It's really important, guys, to season at this stage. So I have salt and pepper. Now, if you wanted to use something else, you could certainly use a different kind of flavoring. But if you didn't want to use pepper, you wanted to use some other spice like cayenne pepper, that would be fantastic, herbs. And you can even let this sit for 10 or 20 minutes and all of the buttermilk and the salt will really penetrate through the ingredients and it will give you some added flavor. And now for the dredging mixture, I have 3 cups of standard all-purpose flour. And to that, I'm going to, again, season it with salt and pepper. Whenever you're breading, dredging, coating things with flour, it's important to season that as well. Otherwise, you're not gonna have something in the end that's gonna be tasty and delicious. So be pretty liberal with your seasoning, whisk this up, and I have a large Dutch oven here heating with a neutral oil. So again, whenever we're frying, we like to tell people to use a neutral oil, nothing with too much flavor, that can go to a high temperature. So we're frying at 370 degrees here today. And a safflower oil, a grapeseed oil, a canola oil, even a peanut oil will reach that temperature nicely without smoking and burning. So this is all nice and mixed. And now, really, it's just a process of taking all of these ingredients here, dredging them in the flour. I'm gonna start with a lemon, and I'll also do the shrimp. Now, I like to go through and pick things that I know are gonna cook in the same amount of time. So these lemons, they're really hardy and, they're almost tough in texture, so they'll fry nicely with the shrimp, which will take a little bit longer to fry, anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, depending on the size of your shrimp. But what you wanna do, I'm using my 2-hand method here. This one's gonna stay wet, this one's gonna stay dry. So just pick up the flour and kind of gently dredge it over your ingredients here. Shake off any of the excess flour, and it goes right into your oil. And this is perfectly temped at 370. You can see all the bubbles that are popping up. That means that your oil's nice and hot. You don't want to overcrowd your oil because otherwise the temperature will dip down and you'll get a really soggy kind of crust to your Fritto Misto. And this will take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to fry until it's nice and golden brown. All right, it's been about 4 minutes here in total, and I've been turning the shrimp and the lemons every so often to get them nice and golden brown on each side. And look at how beautiful and crisp this lemon is. So what I'm gonna do is just transfer all of the fried items right to a wire rack set over a rimmed baking sheet, and you can have a low oven preheated, guys, to about 200 degrees. And you can keep this tray in the oven while you continue to fry off the rest of your batches of seafood and vegetables. But in no time at all, this beautiful Fritto Misto fries up. As always, with anything that you're frying, give it a sprinkling of salt. And I'm gonna continue to fry off the rest of my veggies and seafood. All right, our Fritto Misto is all out of the fryer here. Again, season with salt at the very end so that it sticks to any of the residual oil on the light and crispy batter. Now, pile this high on a platter and get it right to the table while it's warm. Now, you could serve this with anything really. A wonderful aioli would be fantastic, maybe some chopped herbs, some pickled peppers again would be really fantastic to offset the richness. But something simple and just as delicious are a few lemon wedges. You can just squeeze them right over the top, put them along the side, and there you go. A really impressive treat for any party or get together. Fritto Misto. Now just remember those tips and tricks, guys, and you will have something super delicious, crisp, light. And as always, if you guys have any kitchen conundrums, reach out to us using the hashtag Kitchen Conundrums. We love to hear from you guys. Enjoy your Fritto Misto. And as always, guys, click like and subscribe.